Hello and welcome here from the airport of Calgary. My name is Robin and I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this very exciting new video of mine. I'm here at the airport of Calgary to fly to Montreal together with my friend Alex behind the camera. And why is this so exciting? Because we are flying on the inaugural flight of the Airbus A220-300. It's so cool. We're at the gate right now. There's an event being organized, so let's go check that out. Then on to the Airbus A220 to Montreal. So please, come with me. It takes quite a bit of time between an airline buying new aircraft and actually getting them delivered. Air Canada announced a firm order of 45 CS300 aircraft with an option for another 30 of this type in February of 2016, now almost 4 years ago. A lot has happened in the meantime, including its acquisition by Airbus and consequent name change to the Airbus A220. Eventually, Air Canada has received the first of the new type on time on the 20th of December of 2019. With the flight today, Air Canada is the 7th carrier to take the aircraft up in commercial service. Although fleet renewal is somewhat disrupted by the Boeing 737 MAX groundings, of which Air Canada have 24 in their fleet, the A220 is eventually meant to replace the Embraer 190 fleet and is not meant as a 737 MAX replacement. The A220 has already flown around Canada for the past 4 weeks, making several trips between Montreal, Calgary, Ottawa, and Toronto. These route testing flights are not only for the Air Canada crew to get familiar with the aircraft, but also for the airports. Although I would have loved to be on that very first flight, it would have simply not made sense for me at all to fly all the way out east in the middle of a work week to then fly back the next morning. So instead, we're flying back to Quebec, the province where the aircraft was built.
This is the captain speaking. My name is Daniel Dion. Today I'm joined in the cockpit with Captain Robert Birch. It's our pleasure to welcome you on flight Air Canada 318 from Calgary to Montreal. So we're ready to push back at this time. We're going to have to go to the de-icing center, which should take about 10 to 15 minutes. Our original departure time was 12:05 local. Unfortunately, in Montreal, we had some delays due to bad weather there, so we apologize for this delay, and we should be able to try to make up some time on the way to Montreal. So the flight time is 3 hours 41 minutes. Gate to gate will be 4 hours and 15 minutes, including the icing. We're going to fly level 290. It's going to be a smooth ride for the most part, a few bumps around Winnipeg. Getting into Montreal, conditions is a cloudy sky with gusty winds from the northwest, temperature minus 9 degrees Celsius. So sit back and relax, and this is our second commercial flight with the A220, so please enjoy the flight, and thank you for choosing Air Canada.
The Air Canada Airbus A220-300 has room for 137 passengers in 2 classes, starting off with 125 in economy class in a 2x3 seat layout, so there's only one middle seat in each row. Unique to this aircraft is that the middle seat is slightly wider than the other seats, so if you do end up on one, it's not that bad. In the front of the aircraft you can find 12 business class seats in a 2x2 layout. The seatback has a large high-quality touchscreen that can be tilted several degrees in case your forward neighbor reclines. The screen is multi-touch enabled, so no separate remote is necessary. A very nice touch is that Air Canada have future-proofed the screens by adding a USB Type-C port next to the regular USB port. The tray table is weirdly angled and much too small to my liking. During the flight I even had my laptop fall off it. Down in the seat pocket you can find the brand new safety card, en route Air Canada's in-flight magazine, Bistro, the buy on board menu, and an ad for an Aeroplan credit card. And this should probably go without saying, but the exit row and some of the other preferred seats have miles of legroom. All seats have a personal air vent, reading light, and a manual window shade. This one was slightly modified here in the emergency exit row. It was lunchtime and I got really hungry. I decided to try out the mac and cheese, something I had been eyeing for quite a long time now. And since I traveled on a comfort fare ticket, I had access to one free alcoholic beverage. Unfortunately, it took almost 45 minutes for the food to arrive. Although, on a second flight on a new aircraft, things just take longer. I have had the chance once before to fly on an Airbus A220. That was not so long ago, with Delta, when I flew from Dallas to Detroit and had fallen in love with the type immediately. The Air Canada A220 has one lavatory for business class in the front and 2 in the rear. And unfortunately, Air Canada have decided not to include the loo with a view in this configuration. This is one of the most loved features on Delta's A220. Instead, Air Canada have opted for some more seats and a smaller galley in the rear. The new in-flight entertainment system is miles better than what Air Canada have on the A320 family. That includes the moving map. The system is customizable and certain settings like metric and imperial can be set. The moving map is fantastic, and if you still want to watch a movie but also want to know the flight time, there's a picture-in-picture mode. There's lots of entertainment here, and people really seem to be excited about what the system had to offer. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and The Joker were popular among other passengers. Eventually, the captain started the descent into Montreal and it was time to tidy up. It is such an incredible experience to be on an inaugural flight, but chasing an inaugural flight causes quite a bit of stress, and for a little bit it looked like it was not going to happen. Luckily, it did happen. She's here, and she's here to stay. I can wholeheartedly recommend you try out the Airbus A220, whether it is with Air Canada, Delta, Swiss, or any other of the 7 carriers. It is a fantastic plane. But for my final 2 cents, stay watching until after landing. Well, with a 2-hour delay, we finally made it to Montreal, and a 2-hour delay is not really a problem. It was an inaugural flight, so things happen. There's events organized, so that delays the flight as well. Plus the extreme weather conditions that we had in Calgary. So overall, with only 2 hours, I'm actually surprised that we still got here so early. The A220, I am so in love with this aircraft. It's so great. The windows are huge. I was already in love with the aircraft with Delta, and I still am now having flown the bigger CS300, the -300 variant of the A220. So awesome. Also, the seats, they were nice and wide. They had a good headrest, was adjustable. I did get a bit of pain in my back after like 2 hours, 3 hours. So I don't know whether that was the position how I sat or whether it was the chair, but the seat width is great. There's so much room for your shoulders. You don't really touch shoulders. Something I would have loved to see better on the aircraft was that what Delta has with the big lavatory in the rear that has a window. Unfortunately, Air Canada has decided not to do that and chose to have 2 smaller lavatories in the back and a smaller galley, so they could add some extra seats. But overall, the washrooms were really nice as well. The in-flight entertainment system is such an improvement compared to Air Canada's A320 family. It's so much better, and I really like it. So overall, it's, I think, the best Air Canada could have done in their fleet. I don't think, potentially with some small adjustments, Air Canada could have improved it. Like a small discrepancy on the flight, and it could have been just because it was the first flight, was that it just took a very long time for my food to be delivered, but that could just have been that it was the first time. So aside from that, the inaugural flight was very smooth. The aircraft is really nice. I really like it. I hope that I get to fly on this aircraft many more times. Anyway, that's it for now for me. I'm going to my hotel, and then hopefully we can get this video out as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching. I want to thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more like this, please subscribe to my channel. And otherwise, see you next week.